As Russian troops continue their assaults on Ukrainian cities, the West is stepping up measures to bring in ways to counter Moscow's growing military aggression. In the latest, US has now said that it is conducting an internal review to assess the attack on Ukraine's nuclear power plant and alleged targeting of civilians in Ukraine. The development came after Russia reportedly shelled and seized Zaporizhia nuclear power plant in Ukraine. US on Friday called the attack a possible war crime. White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki said that an internal review is currently underway, which will help get access to data and evidence regarding possible Russian rights abuse in Ukraine.
Well, we have an internal review that's been ongoing prior to last night to collect evidence and data of the targeting of civilians, of the reported use of horrific weapons of war on the ground in Ukraine. That's an ongoing process. We have not made conclusions. It's a legal review and a process that goes through the administration. What I will say is that the intentional targeting of civilians or civilian objects would be considered a war crime, even as we are assessing that. Regardless of the legality, this action was the height of irresponsibility. The Kremlin must cease operations around nuclear infrastructure, and we have, of course, remaining concerns. I would note that just on the in the developments that have happened overnight as it relates to the nuclear power plant, I mean, obviously the Russian government's actions were extremely reckless and dangerous. They could have posed a profound threat to the safety of civilians in the region and beyond.
Meanwhile, in an effort to reduce the risks of miscalculation, Moscow and Washington have now set up a direct phone line to establish a level of communication between the two militaries. The direct phone line, which has been named De-Confliction Line, was established earlier this week. It is built to maintain communication between US, European Command and the Russian Ministry of Defense amid the ongoing conflict.
We think it's valuable to have a direct communication vehicle at that level, at an operational level, to reduce the risks of miscalculation and to be able to communicate in real time if need be, particularly because now the airspace over Ukraine is contested by both Russian and Ukrainian aircraft.
U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken, meanwhile, has said that Russia's invasion of Ukraine has made Moscow more isolated in the international community and has made the U.S. allies more united than ever. Blinken's comments came on Friday after his meeting with the foreign ministers of the G7 nations in Brussels.
Russia has never been so isolated. We have never been more united. But let me reiterate one thing, because it's very important. We take these actions not because we oppose the Russian people. We do not. We regret that tens of millions of Russians will suffer because of the dangerous decisions made by a tiny circle of corrupt leaders and their cronies who've consistently put their interests above those of the Russian people